According to Starbucks and Volvo, you will soon be able to charge your electric car at the Starbucks near you. Both companies have announced that they are partnering to build multiple public EV charging networks starting this summer. The network will be limited to just 15 Starbucks locations to start. However, the charging network implies that any EV vehicle will be able to juice up about every 100 miles. The drivers will also be able to replenish at the luxurious lounge. But Volvo are not the only one championing luxurious lounges or ubiquitous charging ports. Audi opened its own charging lounge on December 23, 2021 in Nuremberg, and the lounge is designed to service electric car owners that don't have their own charging ports at home. The charging hub has its own 2,000 square foot luxurious lounge above the charging cubes, where vehicle owners can relax, order food delivery, get a treat from vending machines, or a myriad of other luxuries. Audi's charging hub is built from container cubes that can be assembled, disassembled, and moved quite quickly. This means charging stations can be brought to areas that need them most. Each charging cube contains 2 fast charging units, and the charging cubes can be combined with other cubes to create a larger charging area. The hub uses recycled battery from dismantled development vehicles. Even the cubes themselves don't rely on connecting to pre-existing power lines or transformers. These cubes can be brought anywhere and still effectively charge cars with it. The first hub in Nuremberg has 2.45 MWh of storage, and it only needs a 200 kW green power connection to the low voltage network to keep the storage modules filled. That means that if you fully charged vehicles with 320 kilowatt batteries at the Nuremberg cube, you could charge about 80 vehicles per day without tapping out the hub's energy supply. However, customers need time at these charging hubs, which makes the luxurious charging lounges more sensible. While rapid chargers take only 30 minutes to refill the vehicle's battery, it is still quite some time spent to refill a vehicle's energy. And these luxurious charging lounges seem to be a sensible answer. And this is why Volvo's partnership with Starbucks is quite timely. Volvo are working with ChargePoint, an EV charging station manufacturer based in Campbell, California, to install 60 Volvo-branded stations at locations in 5 states across a 1,350-mile route from Denver to Seattle, Starbucks' home city. Installation of the charging stations is expected to be completed by the end of the year, the company said in the announcement. Whether they will be as luxurious as Audi's charging lounges remains to be seen, but certainly their lounges will be comfortable. Volvo Cars wants to give people the freedom to move and lower their impact on the environment. Anders Gustafsson, Senior Vice President of the American region for Volvo, said in a statement, "Working with Starbucks, we can do that by giving them enjoyable places to relax while their cars recharge." Though all EV drivers will be able to use the charging stations for a fee, unannounced as of now, Volvo EV drivers will either not have to pay or will get preferential rates. This has come on the back of Porsche's announcement that more luxury electric vehicles are incoming, with the German company announcing plans for 80% of its global sales to be electric by 2030. However, the charging network that will accompany Porsche's EV push would be exclusively for the drivers of the company's cars, and will be built in high-traffic areas in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland, with installations beginning this year. While there's been some movement toward public charging, Porsche has said that the investment in its own proprietary network is aimed at boosting its own EV sales. This plan is reminiscent of Tesla's supercharger network in the United States, which was initially developed because no network existed when the company released its first models. And Tesla itself opened its longest supercharger station in the world through a growing partnership with the French supermarket company. While there are larger, bigger supercharger stations in the world, there are none longer. The automaker went from 23,277 superchargers at 2,564 stations at the end of 2020 to 31,498 superchargers at 3,476 stations at the end of 2021. That's growing at a 35% year-over-year pace. And while Tesla is lagging behind on vehicle deliveries, which grew 87% during the same period of time, on top of now gradually starting to allow non-Tesla EV owners to use the network. And it also lags behind its own goal to triple the supercharger network in 2 years. The company's not losing out on innovations. All these point to the fact that things are changing rapidly on the EV front, and they can only get better, cheaper, and easier for everyone.